I had just finished reading Fathers and Son by Ivan Turgenev, and I pointed out to Noam that constant feeling of generalized deterioration of the world that each generation blames the next one for. When I was young, life was better. Things were much simpler, blah, 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 blah. I was wondering if there were a biological explanation for this phenomenon.
When I was young, life was better. Things were much simpler, blah, 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 blah.
But Noam took the conversation to a different place.
Could well be a property of urban industrialized societies. I'm not sure it's true of peasant societies. A farming society where you learn the skills and you apply the skills and you transmit them to your children and so on. I mean, for example, one thing that has been discovered surprised a lot of anthropologists and agricultural scientists is that when there have been development programs in which, say Liberia, there happened to be one, where scientific agriculture was introduced. Peasants were taught the most sophisticated techniques of agriculture and so on. And they determined that yield dropped. And when it was investigated,
What, yield drop?
Yield, the production, what was produced.
Yeah.
So they were producing less with scientific agriculture than with traditional peasant agriculture. At first nobody knew why, but when it was investigated, it turned out that agriculture had in fact become a science known only to women. So women had extensive, detailed lore about planting. You plant this seed under this rock at this hour of the day, and so on and so forth. And it was transmitted from mother to daughter for maybe thousands of years. And it got more and more sophisticated. And it got to give very high yields in not very productive soil. And the men in the community didn't even know about it, nor, of course, did the outsiders who came in. Well, that's a case where people kind of reproduce, improve. I doubt that, say, those little girls would have had the feelings that you're describing. You're getting something from your mother, which is a repository of, endless tradition, and maybe you find ways of adapting it or slightly improving it, but you're essentially reproducing what you grew up with.